Structures and features, they're two gigantic parts of making Minecraft, modern Minecraft. Now a structure, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. I'm not even gonna pretend you don't know what a structure is. There are so many different structures in Minecraft nowadays. From super small, essentially single piece structures like the ruin portal to large, massive structures with many complex moving parts like the village. The structures on both versions of the game, I mean, they've got a range to them. Ooh, now on the other hand, features. This one starts to get a little bit more tricky here because a feature, technically, inside of Minecraft, I mean, it could be many different things. Features can range to things that are almost just structure-like the desert well, or on the other hand, they could be something a whole lot more simple, like maybe a simple growth of a bamboo. In a game, a player side, we can use the place feature command, at least on Minecraft to Java, to take a look at many of the features that Minecraft has. Let's do ourselves a little bit of roleplay for a minute. Let's say you were yourself a mod maker, and you were making your mod, and your mod, it wanted to place a bunch of different things all over the terrain, but those things weren't necessarily like new houses. Well, on the technical side of things, you would probably be using features instead. So you could have, say, your brand new Desert Well 2.0 placed into the world at the right location. At the right location, aha. So that's another big piece of the feature puzzle. A feature, unlike many structures, well, for certain features to be placed down and actually pop up into your world, they need to meet certain conditions. The Desert Well, for example, we're gonna need to have a base of sand. Both structures and features are definitely different things, but they do kind of go hand in hand, especially if one is trying to, say, make the overworld, the nether or end, a little bit more interesting. If it were easier to test and implement both structures and features on both versions of the game, well, that would be a huge step in revolutionizing the system for future content drops. But first, the brand new menu. Slide into world settings, tap on settings, and okay, I'll admit it, this one is dusty, it's old. Back over on the main menu, if I tap this edit button though right here, oh, this menu, it's brand new. Wait, no, this isn't the new one either. It almost fooled me. This menu right here is brand new and fancy and clean and polished. This menu is a part of a gigantic menu rework Mojang has been working on called Or UI, and this week, a brand new menu is rolling out, and you might have it now. This menu, I swear at one point I was able to see it in here. It's the Edit World menu. It's gonna look clean and new and fresh, unlike my menu right here. Then even better, this new menu, it's rolling out to the full version of the game, not just the preview. So, middle of the week last week, something interesting happened. A brand new preview dropped, and at first sight, this preview, it doesn't maybe seem to be the most exciting preview in the world. Everything that goes down inside of this preview essentially mirrors what went down inside of the Minecraft to Java snapshot, this one that we talked about in the week. We got those falling leaves, it's beautiful, and the ambiance across this biome has been increased yet again. There was a problem with the Bedrock Edition sounds. We kept on talking about it, how Bedrock was like way quieter inside of the creaking update, and it kind of ruined the vibe. So I'll stop talking for a second, listen. Okay, nothing really happened, but I promise the sounds are playing a little bit more often, and they're louder. This is basically all due to how sound drop-off was working. Now sound drop-off is using, I believe, a linear drop-off, which means you'll be able to hear these sounds a little bit farther, instead of the previous system, which was a spherical sound drop-off radius for these brand new sounds. Next up, check out the sky right here. We go from one biome to the other. Oh, it's smooth. They fixed it. The sky, it will slowly fade in and out, up top, down low, and oh, it's beautiful. Also, listen to the music right here. I'm inside of this biome. It's loud, it's vibrant, it's vibey. As soon as I move into the creaking biome, though, oh, it fades out. It fades out and goes away, so there's like dead silence other than those new sounds. Then as soon as I move back out, oh, I mean, it's beautiful. The music soundtrack, it just fades right back in. On Minecraft to Java Edition, one of the big small features that you will use, I guarantee every single day in your game if you know about this, is the pick block feature. By running around in my world and tapping the middle mouse button in Creative Minecraft, well, anything that I dream of, this small flower, I'll be able to use the pick block button on it, and then just like that, I pick that block, and I get it on my hotbar, and I can build. Of course, with the million kajillion blocks in the game, and really just streamlining building in general, this pick block mechanic is gigantic. But it's not just for creative Minecraft, because this mechanic is super useful, maybe even more useful in survival Minecraft as well. So peep the inventory. In the inventory, I've got a little bit of logs, but they're not on the hotbar. Well, all I need to do is, inside of the world, find a block that is the same block. Use the pick block button, and bam, just like that, it's moved over to the hotbar, and now I can speed build. It's pretty great. Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So on Windows 10, I can use the middle mouse button and pick block anything that I want in the world. It works exactly how it would work on Minecraft Java, except this time on Bedrock. How does that work on, say, a touchscreen when there's not really typically a mouse on that touchscreen unless you, well, put a mouse on top of your phone? Inside of the changelog for the most recent preview, kind of just low-key casually buried inside of this thing, added pick block for touch controls in creative mode. Developers note, and then this is just explaining how pick block actually works. Now for this, I am sorry, I apologize. I'm dedicated to the craft. I love making videos. This is my favorite thing to do in the world. However, I lied. You might have thought I was recording this whole video on my iPad. No, I'm on a computer. To be honest, I don't even have an iPad, and I'm not gonna buy one for the video. Last one plays, big shout out. Thanks for the pick block button. I hope they get added to survival soon. For now, it's just a creative mode thing. So right here, we can see that this is being played on a touch device right here. Probably, maybe an iPhone. No, definitely not an iPhone, an Android. Despite my desire to throw up, this is actually interesting right here. So inside of the menu right here, there's a brand new toggle for pick block creative mode only. Then we get a quick description as to what it is, which is a quickly equip button. Very nice. And then that new button, editor, zoom over there. Yeah, thank you. That button right there is the brand new pick block button. This seems that a brand new button will be enableable, toggleable on a touchscreen. You can put it wherever you want on your screen. If the devs are willing to say add a brand new button into the games, well then what's to say the devs wouldn't add another button to add maybe at last finally implement maybe perhaps the greatest parody difference of all time, offhand. Moving on, slate. Slate is a mysterious item wherein basically you are able to communicate any message that you would like, and that message can be a whole lot longer than you could usually convey on, say, your standard sign. Right after dropping this video, the last preview video that I made, I was enlightened down in the comments of that video as to what would happen if you, say, placed a slate item on a wall, something that I didn't even consider doing. So right now, I go ahead and place that thing down on a wall. Well, as soon as I break a block right next to the slate, you see what I just did right there? The slate becomes instantaneously a whole lot more visible. If I go ahead and basically replicate the same thing with the slate sitting on the ground, maybe say place some blocks next to it and try and get it to update, unfortunately that doesn't really seem to exactly be working, but the one on the wall absolutely does, and you can see the real slate texture trying so hard to pop through right there. Like we sort of talked about before, maybe discovered, the slate is a strange chalkboard item from Minecraft Education Edition that for whatever reason has slipped into the Minecraft preview, and 1 week on, well, very interestingly, 1 week on, slate is still currently existing inside of Minecraft preview. I'm not gonna lie, this is quite odd. I expected this thing to be removed 1 week later. This all makes me wonder. I do wonder if this is maybe something in some way tied to an update coming. Maybe say the next feature in this new creaking update. Now, like I said, initially, when checking out the changelog for this most recent update, I thought, hey, I mean, it's a cool update. We got some nice features here, but maybe this isn't the most revolutionary thing in the world. But, oh, boy, I was wrong. 1.21.50, this update, I mean, this thing is gigantic, and for technical Minecraft, advancing things to the future, implementing structures, features, and say any other future update that might relate to those things directly, I mean, this is one of the most important updates of the year. At last, I can't believe it. Bedrock Edition has it. /place /polus. The command, it is here. It is beautiful. Now, this new command right now is directly tied to the jigsaw updates we're about to talk about, but we could also use this command to place some of the more recent structures that were added to the game. For example, the trial chambers. If I go ahead and run that command and place a trial chamber, well, seemingly nothing yet. Under the ground, though, seemingly something. A trial chamber was generated, placed exactly above where I was standing, but just down under the ground where they should normally generate. That's pretty sweet. Using the place command again, the other structure that I could place is the trail ruins. If I go ahead and run that command just once, I mean, right off the bat, we see that it worked. A trail ruins was dropped down right into the world, exactly where I was standing. Now, this is going to be a fully normal trail ruins too, where you could, like, excavate the whole thing and mess around and test it. On the other hand, a place feature, unfortunately, that's not here quite yet, but now that the place command is here, maybe that could come soon. On the other hand, we have placed a jigsaw. After that, I would put a string of words. Those words would relate to some kind of structure, maybe a custom one that I built inside of my world, thanks to the brand new and improved jigsaw block. Throwing it back over to the create a world menu, inside of experiments, brand new world toggle inside of this week. data-driven jigsaw structures, the jigsaw block at last has gotten so much more powerful, which means custom structures on Minecraft Bedrock. Maybe say at last not a dynamic world, but instead an add-on that you could say drop right into your world that is built into the game, not like externally. For hard or cold example, think something like Realism Craft, except not a dynamic world, just a normal add-on that implements, say, structures and nothing else. Well, at last, we're almost here. Now, the jigsaw block. Relatively recently, in a different video, we kind of talked all about this thing and specifically what it's used for. Say, take a more advanced structure, like let's say a village with different pieces. Even, to be honest, something like the trial chamber structure. So take a look at this structure. Right here, I've got a chamber. I mean, you know how it goes. It wasn't that long ago. Inside of the chamber, you get the whole, like, battle room situation. However, the chamber is not the only part of the structure. After the chamber, we move down into what is called a hallway or a corridor. We want these two different pieces of the structure to always line up correctly. So basically, to make sure this happens, if I was taking a look at the internal files over on Bedrock, like I've done on Java in this video, we would be looking at something like this right here. Two jigsaw blocks essentially connecting to make sure the hallway lines up with the room in the exact right spot. It's crazy that this is just casually mentioned inside of the changelog and isn't more of a thing. The skeptic in me always says, maybe Mojang is cooking something large for early next year with like a new complex structure coming to the game, and they want it to be easy to add onto both versions of the game. Keep in mind that this more advanced jigsaw block, the place command and everything like that, is something that Java has had for a long time now. I'm sure from a more technical side of the game, having a fully functional working place command, and of course these updated jigsaw blocks that work really well with the structure blocks, I mean, it probably makes adding new structures, implementing, and of course testing things like features a whole lot more simple. And so you mark my words, we may not see it quite yet, but very soon. I'm thinking next year, first half soon. Well, with my knowledge of Minecraft and how updates are done, not only is this the beginning of a structure revolution being possible for add-ons and more advanced structures at that, but this could very well be a hint at a future drop that doesn't say implement a creaking biome. Instead, it implements a brand new structure you're going to need to find inside of your world. If they can really hunker down on this stuff, lock in, and make it more streamlined and easy to use, I would say something like the trial chamber update, this could be done a whole lot more quickly. Next up, let's swing things back over to the creaking update for just one more second. A brand new interesting block combo that will create sounds. Pale moss, eye blossom. These two things together, if you place them, and say maybe the more that you place around your base, that will mean the sound will play more frequently. So I just go ahead and do a ring of eye blossoms and see if it'll happen.
1 hour later.
Alright, well guys, look, it's not happening. However, this combination of blocks is meant to create a brand new sound. Let's move on. The creaker. I don't know if this guy is going to be able to spawn on ice. We'll find out in a minute here. In a minute here. Not on ice. However, over on dry, cold land. Oh, do I need to be in survival now? Well, that's insane. No, it's not that. That's weird. Maybe I just discovered an amazing workaround. The creaking can't spawn on ice or snow. Take that. Alongside a more advanced creaking that we don't really have too much time to get into with today, check this out. If I hit a creaking with a projectile, the creaking is meant to sway a little bit. Survival, I hit you with a projectile. Yeah, I guess you do sway. Like, you kind of bounce a tiny bit, you flinch. I was thinking more proper swaying would be really cool, but yeah, I mean, I guess you can see it here. It definitely checks out. The changelog didn't lie. You know how these preview videos go. They almost wouldn't be a thing if there wasn't an appearance from the wild, lovely Smoky Stack. Inside of the most recent preview, brand new splashes were found for trial mode. It seems that a trial mode, or in other words, a free version of Minecraft, will probably be releasing sometime soon. They've been building out a bunch of stuff inside of the game. For example, brand new icons that we checked out before, and now these new splashes for a trial mode. Relatively recently, if you can remember as well, they changed some of the stuff and made it so like you can't import worlds on trial mode and whatever. We talked about it in a different preview video. Check out the playlist after this. Interestingly, as well as working on the creaking update, it looks like this update 1.20, 1.50, well, it's flipping and upgrading a ton of stuff involving structures. I wonder what this means for the future. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, tap that like button and subscribe. Keep your eyes out. Brand new survival series on stream. We did part 1 already. It was really fun. Check it out if you haven't yet. It's hardcore, and it's in the creaking update. Check out the playlist. It'll be on the end card. And down in the description are all of my links. Drop a follow on my Instagram. And it's been me, Creakles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, friends.